Hi there, Loy Machedo. Sweeney from LoyMachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding? As you can notice, my setup is slightly changed. I'm still rearranging because I have now, if you saw my previous video, I have now two monitors, just shifting things around. So don't mind, it's a little chaotic. So anyway, let's move on to the topic that I wanted to speak to you about. Uh, you remember I had posted a video previously with regards to ripping Quran, a trend that has started in the West, whereby they, apostate. It actually started with the Apostate Prophet YouTube channel, where he is to give a background story. He's an ex-Muslim who has left the religion, but he keeps getting attacked by Muslim YouTubers because he speaks on Muslim-based topics, and he speaks on the fact that Islam is not a religion of peace, and he speaks on the loopholes in the Quran. So he keeps his channel very open to debate. However, obviously, because most Muslims are very passionate about their religion, and they do not take very kindly to anyone speaking against it or challenging its ideas, because people who love their religion do not like anyone saying, no, it's false, or they don't like any questions being asked. I know this because I was a Christian myself, a Christian Roman Catholic. And the minute I started to question, I was, asked to silent myself. And when I didn't listen, I was eventually considered as evil or possessed or whatever. And eventually, when I left it, people were like, "Oh, you're weak. Your faith is so weak, or you are weak." And eventually, I've been through that. That was, I think, nearly 10 years ago. So, got into that initial movement of debating people, but then I realized it's no point. Okay, so I guess he is one of those individuals who uh, kind of enjoys the dialogue, enjoys the debates. Okay. However, there are people who do not take very kindly, and Islam as a religion, it does have its rules. Okay, especially with the Sharia rules. I'm not very aware of what Sharia rules is, but as far as I have seen, YouTubers, there are plenty of YouTubers, there are plenty of news articles, there are plenty of people who give their opinion. Now, the problem with Islam, or the problem with any religion, is there is no head or main translation that is universally accepted. Like, for example, if you say jihad, jihad is taken by some people as follow the religion. Some people say jihad is the fight towards, towards anti-Islam or something. And some people say jihad is, doing God's work. So I've never met, at least me, I've never met more than two Muslims who totally agree on their translation. And mind you, I'm not saying that all Muslims or all the people who follow Islam are extreme. My experience has been that the majority of Muslims whom I have known, they're very peaceful. They are normal people. What do they really feel? I do not know, but they have been very nice to me. They have been very kind to me. They have been, I've looked at them, and I think I've had a good relationship with them. Personally, what goes on in their head, I don't know, but I'm telling you, I've had good relationship with them. And yes, over the period of time, I've also met Muslims who are gay, Muslims who are open-minded, Muslims who have, smoke, drink, have sex outside marriage. So there are different kinds of Muslims in the world. Okay, and then yes, there are those also who take their religion very seriously. There are like, if you see my Coca-Cola ad, if you just Google search Loy Machedo Coca-Cola, that Saudi-based gentleman who was sitting next to me in the dark, he didn't know that I was tattooed and all that. He was talking to me very friendly, very nice. He is a mutawa. Okay, he's a man of God and prayer and all that. So I don't know the exact meaning of the word mutawa, but as far as I know, mutawa means a person who says prayers or takes prayers or is religious or whatever. So he was okay with me, but when the lights came on and we were looking at each other, when he saw me, he was like, "Stop the Allah!" And he was screamed and shouted, and he was like, He was shocked. He was absolutely shocked, and he made it clear to the producers, please, I don't want the footage of me being friendly with him, touching him, talking to him. I don't want it aired publicly. He did take photographs with me to show his family, but, he told me that in real life, he wouldn't want to associate with me because of his religious principles, and I totally understand that. I have nothing against it. Okay. So there are Muslims who are like, if you see Keralite Muslims, like I'll give you one example. Keralite Muslims, when they see a dog, they consider that dirty. They don't even touch it. They say, I've had Muslim clients who had come to my house in UAE, Sharjah, where they told me they cannot come into my house because there is a dog. There are some Muslims who even refuse to look at my face, who even refuse to, even in airlines, when I used to travel. When I landed in Qatar, and this was before the UAE Qatar dispute took place. When there was a stopover in Qatar, and then I was going to go to UAE, I remember this family. One of them, I think it was the daughter or someone who was sitting next to me. She was sitting near the window. I was sitting at the aisle, and the father and mother all of a sudden stood up. I didn't know like that was the daughter, nothing. I just sat on my seat when I entered the aircraft. They stood up and they were shouting, and they were, we are not going to sit. And the translation was given to me. We are not going to sit in this aircraft. This man is sitting here. He is shaitan. Shaitan means devil. It's dirty, and they made a big hue and cry about it. I was like, I was just sitting quiet. So, and it was not uncommon for me because of my tattooed appearance. People would say shaitan, people would say astaghfirullah, people would say, ooh, and they would go like that. So Arab Muslims, I've had some of them who have had these kind of expressions or these kind of experiences. So like I say, it doesn't make all of them bad. It's just that this is the way they have been brought up. Like these very same females who cover themselves in black and who say, shaitan and this and that. But when they travel abroad to London or anywhere, they would get rid of the abaya, they would wear sexy fitting clothes, they would smoke, they would drink. But, I guess it's maybe a societal pressure or the pressure of trying to, meet the expectations of other people. So the point I'm trying to say is I've had plenty of experiences with Muslims because I stayed in a Muslim or Islamic country. And there have been, most of my experiences have been good. The majority have been peaceful. But yes, there is the few that have been bad have really stood out. Okay. But having said that, my stand is Islam, according to me, is a way of life. It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle. It's not just like they say, is it a religion of peace or is it a religion of whatever? It is a religion. It's not a religion of peace or religion of war. You can use it. You can use those ideologies. You can use those precepts to either do good or bad. So it's a lifestyle. It's a choice. Okay. So you can use religion to do good. You can do religion to use bad. It is whether it's Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, whatever. However, Islam, according to me, is one of the most, I would say, for lack of a better term, the most primitive in the sense they follow the rules to the T. Okay. It's very, some people would say it's very barbaric, but I would say it's very old school. It needs to undergo reformation. Like, for example, the stoning of women. One man marrying 4 women. A man who's in his 50s, like, Prophet Muhammad, who is in his 50s, he married a girl who's 6 or 9 or whatever. In most educated cultures, that would consider pedophilia. That would consider like you're marrying forget a 6-year-old. People would object if the girl is below 18. Okay. That's why even when I had a girlfriend who was 17 years, 11 months, and 20 days old or whatever, they consider me, they say, you're a pedophile. I didn't know that she was going to be 18 in 10 days or whatever. So they are disgusted with that. But those very same people are okay with a man, their prophet, Muhammad, being married, 50-year-old guy being married to a 6-year-old. For me, I can't wrap my head around that. And no amount of justification, no amount of explanation would make that normal. So for me, that is, that itself clearly shows how ancient or backward or primitive um, the lifestyle was when this religion was formed. Because if you have a daughter who's 6 years old, or you have a child, a boy or girl who's 6 years old or 9 years old, you're not going to consider it normal for that child to be given to a man who is, an adult. That is why even these videos that still circulate online, whether it's Afghanistan, whether it's Pakistan, most of these tribal, Middle East countries where a 40, 50-year-old man gets married to a 6-year-old girl, or takes a 6-year-old girl and say, I can marry you, a 9-year-old. For them, it's considered normal, but for majority of us, it's not acceptable. So yes, these are some of the things. I'm not saying all Muslims do that, but the majority. Like, for example, Islam doesn't accept gay and homosexuals and lesbians. They don't accept female being an imam. For them, stoning is, in some countries, it is still practiced. Genital mutilation, that is the chopping of the private parts because it doesn't meet certain standards of the religion. Chopping of hands and legs. Jihad, some people literally take jihad means exploding or killing yourself in the name of religion, and that is why you have had certain images where small children are wearing like a vest with explosives. And yes, for any Muslim, if you take the Quran and you hold it and disrespect it, they can even kill you for it. Okay, so the point I'm trying to say is, the video Apostate Prophet, when he had put this, you can Google search Apostate Prophet ripping off a Quran. I was pretty shocked to see that he actually tore a Quran, the actual Quran, and he tore it, even put in mouth. And one of them, even from Atheist Republic, an ex-Muslim, he took the Quran and he spat on it, spit. He actually shows it. Okay. So, and then they started this hashtag, or they started this movement, and there have been a couple of news articles where people have been ripping and tearing Qurans and setting it on fire, and obviously angering the Muslim community. So, even though most non-believers consider it's a book with some printing on it, but for a Muslim, it is the word of God, so it becomes precious, even though it's just a paper with some printing on it, it's considered holy. So I made a video where I showed a Quran, and this was the Quran. This was the book which was supposed to be the Quran, actually. It is the Quran, but it's the English translation. I showed it, I opened it, I showed the pages, and I said, this is the Quran, but I'm not going to disrespect it. I'm not going to disrespect it, and I'm going to treat it with respect. However, I didn't think much about it. I just wanted to tell that, look, this is the Quran. I'm not going to disrespect it. Nobody said anything, Arabs or this thing, nobody said anything much. However, I got this letter. That kind of surprised me, because you need to understand, I don't know Islam. Okay. This is what the letter reads. And it says, enlightening you on the Quran. And he gives your video, hashtag 3759. This is what it says. I've censored the person's name. He says, Dear Loy, I wish to enlighten you on the tearing of the Quran issue. Those who are Arab Muslims, and especially if they are non-Arab Muslims living in non-Arab countries, may take offense if you tear up the Quran in English that you ordered. So what he said is, this particular book, the Quran in English, some Arab Muslims who are non-Arab Muslims or living in non-Arab countries may take offense. Okay. However, most Arabs would probably smile in their face or show indifference if you tore the book you ordered, hoping that you would construe their non-action as an indication that they are modernized or moderate Muslims. Okay. So these are his words. So what you're missing in this scenario is that the authentic Quran can be in no other language than Arabic. So in other words, what he's trying to say is, a book that is printed in English, even if it's the translation of the Quran, this is not a real Quran. It's a fake Quran. The English book that you hold in your hand is not considered the Quran. It's merely a translation and holds no holy value to the true Muslim. However, were you to order the Quran in Arabic and proceed to tear it up, I'm sure that you would get a different response from the very same people. Okay, which I totally agree with. Okay, I'll read on. I'll explain to you why I'm reading this. Have you wondered why prayer calls from the mosque minaret are in Arabic only, no matter what country you visit? As an example, Turkey is considered a Muslim country, but the calls to prayer are in Arabic, as well as all the prayers. This is true of Pakistan, Afghanistan, Indonesia, and even the Philippines, where the Muslim population is 10% only. So anyone who tears up an English Quran, anyone who tears this Quran, is not committing a crime in the official sense. It might be distasteful and not recommended to do in a Muslim country, but the fact remains that only a Quran in Arabic is the Quran. So this is not the Quran. Okay. So you're not going to offend anyone by tearing up the English version except the ignorant and uneducated. It is to be noted that the English translation is not the accurate or has been sanitized for Western consumption, and many sections have been translated in such a manner to exclude most of the violence, murders, rapes, etc. Okay, so this is supposed to be the more sanitized version. They don't actually translate it. See, the reason why, just to understand, the reason why I purchased the English one is to understand the Quran. Okay, so that's why I purchased the English version. What's the point of purchasing something in Arabic if you can't understand what it says? Okay, then if you were to understand the proper, literally Arabic, Nahavi, which is the true and original Arabic in which the Quran is written, you would be able to understand what I'm talking about. I, in fact, do not know the literal Arabic language exceptionally well. There is an amazing lady, an exceptionally intellectual by the name of Dr. Wafa Sultan, who used to be Muslim by birth, is now an atheist. She has a better grasp of the knowledge of the Quran than any Muslim cleric in the world, even the ones from Azhar University in Egypt. So her name is Dr. Wafa Sultan. Dr. Wafa, let's see, I'll Google search her name later, Dr. Wafa Sultan. She has videos on YouTube where she engages Muslim clerics and sheikhs in discussion about the Quran and obliterates their arguments and thoughts and exposes the ugly parts of Islam that are excluded from any translation. Eventually, live viewers call the program and start cursing her and threaten her and her family's life because she cannot beat her logic or knowledge of what the Islam religion is all about. And this is very true because this is it's a very common narrative with most of the Muslims, because it's a part of upbringing. If you bring up a child from a very small age and you teach them that this is the word of God, this is God, and if anyone attacks this, you have to die. In fact, I've literally seen videos, actual videos. There's one video that has been circulating around of a man telling his small boy to give a message to Prime Minister Imran Khan. I'll see if I can find that video, where he tells the child to communicate a message to Prime Minister Imran Khan, and the child says, Prime Minister Imran Khan, if you accept Hindus, we Muslims will kill them. Just remember this one. I'll see if I can find the video. If I find the video, I'll share it. So they consider it a matter of great pride that they can die for their God, and they're even ready to kill others for their religion. They consider it like you'll go to heaven, you'll have a land of milk and honey. I've actually seen debates where Muslim clerics say you'll be in the land of milk and honey. You'll be in the land of 72 virgins. You'll get 72 virgins. I do not know what is a fascination for one man having women, because I see it as a barbaric prehistoric time where having more women was like, wow, a gift. And they are so fascinated with a woman's vagina that the hymen, the virgin, it should be not touched. For them, that is pure. So the man can have his penis go everywhere, but for a woman, her main part should be, like, for lack of a better term, fresh. So for them, in fact, I know many Muslim men, when they have sex with their wives, they want to make sure that she bleeds during the first time that they have sex. And many girls, they literally go to get a surgery to make sure that their hymen is reconstructed or whatever, so they bleed during the surgery. I personally know some women who have shared with me, because clients speak to me. So I agree with what he says. Okay, then Okay, so in conclusion, you do not have the real Quran in your hands, so feel free to tear it up if you want or keep it as a reference. But the knowledge that is a sanitized version and is not approved as a book to study religion. By the way, all Wahhabi and other Muslim fanatics are aware of this. Best regards, and he has given his name. Okay, so I've sent it. So now I thought about it and I decided, okay, I'll still keep this book. I'm not going to tear this book. I'm going to keep it because, obviously it's a book. It's knowledge. Okay. And even if it's sanitized, it's still a learning process. But this being a fake book, I was like, it kind of bugged me that this was a fake book. So I decided, okay, since this is a fake book, let me get the real book. And so I ordered the real book. And here it is. I'm unboxing it right now. I've not yet checked what it is. So I'm unboxing it. So let's see. I hope you don't take it offense that I'm opening with a knife. So please excuse me if that is wrong. So I'm opening it. Okay. So, okay. I do not know whether this is a real version or not. So this is what it is. And okay. So opened it. Okay. It's yellow. What is this? Is this a real book or did I bring a game or something? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Let me do this. I still don't know what is this. So this is what it is. Okay. Okay. It's in one more cover. So, sorry. Okay. So I don't know if this is a real book. So let's see this one. Okay. So this is, it's green. Sorry. Okay. So now I have, I have it's an Arabic book. You can say. Okay. So yeah, Arabic, they open from the other side. So I actually actually kind of feel like I'm actually holding the actual Quran. And I kind of know how important this book is to them because I've been in UAE 40 years. So I always had that reverence and respect because they had the reverence and respect. So I kind of have that reverence and respect as I'm holding this. Even though I'm not a Muslim, even though I'm, just an atheist, but I'm holding a book, So this is the Quran. And so this is how it looks inside. And it's pretty small font. The font is pretty small. So okay, I'll just show you. So let me hold it. Okay, so I don't know if this is the actual Quran. So you can guide me and tell me. I hope you can see it. Okay, so this is the other version of the Quran that I've purchased. Now I do tell me if this is the actual version. If this is the actual version, this is in Arabic. So I, it's all like this. So oops, sorry. So yeah, a lot of Arabic stuff. The only thing is the only thing is I do not know the translation. I know Arabic alphabets, but I do not know how to read it. So the point I'm trying to tell you is, okay, now I have the English version, which he says is a sanitized version, and then there is the Arabic version. Okay, so this apparently is supposed to be the real Quran. Okay, so the point I'm trying to say here is, even though I have I assume this is the real Quran. You can tell me, is this the real one, or is there another version? Okay, so even if this is fake, even if this is not the real version. I don't know how many versions are there, or even if it is real, if it's fake or real, whether it is this book, okay, whether it's this book. I want you to know that I treat books with respect. That's just me. Okay, a book can fall down and all that. Sometimes stuff can, okay. But I'm not going to disrespect a book for the simple reason a book is something where you learn. It's like knowledge. So even this book, even if it was not Quran, I wouldn't disrespect it. But given the fact that it is, I assume, it is Quran, I'm not going to disrespect it. I'm not going to if my hands are dirty and I'm going to hold it. I would keep in mind the fact that I think it's a matter of integrity that when I'm in front of someone, and if he's a Muslim, and I would respect the book, and I would be in reverence because I understand how important it is for him. Whether I'm rich, whether I'm powerful, and he's just a poor man, I would still respect this book. Even though I'm now in Thailand, it's a Buddhist country, and I'm staying on an island, and they just don't give that importance to anyone who follows Islam, or they don't, it's not an Islamic country. I'm not going to disrespect it. I have nothing to fear on this island. I have nothing to fear. I'm remote. Okay, can some crazy guy travel all the way and do something? Yes. So that anywhere it can happen. Can someone who is, let's say, follows Islam, and if he's here, do something? Yes, of course. But that's not the point. The point I'm trying to say here is I'm not going to take the road that some others have taken. I'm not trying to say that they are bad. Neither am I saying what they're doing is good. I just feel that it doesn't achieve anything. I still stick by my original statement. The actions of what he's doing, of tearing up the Quran, of spitting in the Quran, and some people, if you Google search right now, you'll see people who have actually put the Quran in a toilet, the commode. People have even defecated shit on the Quran. Some people have stamped, and some people have torn. I'm not going to do that. Because what does it achieve? What do you get by doing this? What do you get? You'll just end up hurting other people's feelings. You'll end up stirring up more hatred. You'll end up stirring more indifference. It doesn't make any sense. That's my point. It's not a question of this is the real Quran, that was a fake Quran. Oh, you can do anything with that. You can't do anything with this. No, be it this book. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Be it this book or be it this book. I'm going to treat both the books with the due reverence. Okay. I'm not going to put this in a place and worship it. I have my Bible there. I might even look forward to get a Bhagavad Gita. If any one of you know where I can get a nice copy of Bhagavad Gita, please, or Torah, or any other religious book. It's not that I'm a collector, but it would be nice to refer these books once a while. And let's say tomorrow, for example, if my daughter wants to see what is this, okay, it's Islam, let me read it. Okay, my preference would be my daughter reads all the books, all the religions, and once she becomes an adult, you do what you want. You can go ahead with your life. Okay, whether she wants to be gay or lesbian or lady boy or whatever, after she grows up, out of my house, as long as you're in my house, my rules. I'm taking care of you. I'm looking after you. But after you go, do what you want. So, bottom line, if this is the original Quran, I'm showing you again, if this is the real Quran, okay, let me open. I'm holding it with both hands because I don't want to drop it or anything. This is what it starts with. Please, you can tell me if this is the real Quran. Those of you know, this is the second page. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. And the first page, I just want to be very careful with the book. See, this is the second page. Okay. Not second page. And let me go inside. Okay, this is the first page where the writing is. I don't know if you can see it. If anyone can see and tell me, is this the real one? Yeah. Okay. And when I go inside, many pages. Okay, there is some Arabic text. Okay, there is different designs. I don't know if these are all prayers or whatever. You can see. Yeah, you can see. Okay, so um, I suppose this looks like the real Quran. I suppose this looks like the real Quran. All these chapters. You can see. Okay, so the point being is, I just want you to know that if this is a real Quran, maybe I made a fool of myself with the previous video, but if this is a real Quran, I'll still respect it. I'll still respect it. It's a holy book for other Muslims. And whether I never meet a Muslim or this country doesn't punish me, I can do whatever I want on YouTube. I choose not to spit or tear or disrespect the book or throw it. Or some people even suggested, get your baby to draw with a pencil and, scribble on it. No, come on. And think about it. Some crazy guy, if he is an extremist, he might actually harm my child. For what? We don't need this. So I just want you to know, yes, there are crazy people out there who would kill, chop, cut, bomb, whatever. There are. Let's call a spade a spade. There are. But most of the others, they might not do this, but they would feel very hurt. They would feel very hurt if this book was disrespected. So I'm not going to hurt their feelings, because hurting their feelings, bringing more hate, it doesn't solve the problem. Agreed. It's not holy for me. But that doesn't mean I just trigger you. It's like taking a stick and stabbing you. Yes, there are many Muslims who, if you tear whatever, they would feel hurt. They would feel very hurt, but they would be like, man, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Whatever. So bottom line, I just want you to know, I'm going to disrespect this book if it is the actual Quran. You can tell me if this is the actual Quran. Okay? I'm going to treat it with the same reverence that I treat the other book. So, this was the English version. So I'm keeping it together. And this will be part of my collection. It's going to be kept there. And I still stick by what I've said. I'm not going to use my platform. I'm not going to use my presence. I'm not going to use the person that I am to spread hate, to create more problems and more issues. Let's use religion, whether religion or lack thereof, for good things. Okay. So once again, you can tell me if this is a real Quran or not. And let me know your thoughts. Like, I keep it real, whether I'm offline or online, I keep it real. So this is me signing off. Love to hear your thoughts, please. And yeah, if any one of you know where I can get a Bhagavad Gita, nice one, not too expensive, nothing jazzy, nice Bhagavad Gita and nice Torah. Also, I'd like to have those versions, because I have a Bible. I don't know any other religion is there. But anyway, this is me signing off. This is the Quran. Okay. I don't know if I'm allowed to hold it also. So, no, just saying. Sorry if you guys felt bad that I'm holding. No, I need to hold it, right? So anyway, okay, you guys take care. So I think I'll be the first tattooed guy, to hold the Quran. I'm holding with respect, huh? So mind you. So okay, you guys take care. Thank you very much. One last thing. I remember one of my Arabic friends. He was not a sheikh, a big guy. When I saw the Quran for the first time, I said, "Wow, can I?" He said, "Don't touch it." That time I didn't have tattoos, but he said, "Don't touch it." So I know how sacred it is for Muslims. So anyway, sharing with you. Let me know your thoughts. Sorry, video got dragged a little long. So, and yeah, for the guy who sent me the email, let me know, is this the real version? So anyway, you guys take care. Let's have peace. Let's not hate each other. Okay, you guys take care.